Breathwork is not always the starting point. Sometimes we have to restore breathing first. Everyone always says, just take a deep breath. But what if your body does not even know how to access that breath? Hi, my name is Dr. Arianne Missimer. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, doctor of physical therapy, registered dietitian, and owner of the Movement Paradigm Integrative Health Center. And I am obsessed with talking about the airway, breathing, and the nervous system. Before we jump into breath work, we have to ask a better question. Why are you not breathing well in the first place? There are a few things I'd like to look at. First is structure. Structure is going to drive function. Can you breathe through your nose? Is there any obstruction, nasal valves, enlarged turbinates, deviated septum? Do you have any other airway restrictions? Do you have a high vaulted, narrow palate? You're not able to keep the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Can you expand your rib cage? Do you have enlarged tonsils or adenoids? Can your diaphragm actually move? Second, we have patterning. How do you breathe when you're not thinking about it? How do you breathe when you're exercising? Do you breathe high into your neck and chest? Or do you breathe into the abdomen 360 degrees? Do you brace your abdomen? Do you hold tension there throughout the day? Do you mouth breathe as soon as you have the opportunity? Third is chemistry. Can your body tolerate CO2? CO2 is actually what delivers oxygen to our tissues and our brain. If you have poor CO2 tolerance, slowing the breath down or holding the breath in many holds can feel absolutely threatening. You may feel air hunger. You may feel anxiety, dizziness, panic attacks, or this constant need to take a deep breath, a sigh, or a yawn. And fourth is neurological organization. This is the part that a lot of people miss. Your airway and your nervous system are deeply connected. That includes the tongue, the jaw, the palate, the lips, the throat, voice, swallowing, your neck, your diaphragm, and your autonomic nervous system. So when I'm assessing someone, I'm going to look at everything from their jaw movement to their lip seal, to their tongue posture, their tongue range of motion, their palate, their voice quality, their swallowing ability, their neck tension, and their accessory breathing. Why? Because this gives us a clue about how your nervous system is organizing your airway and your breath, which is the root of our physiology. For example, if your tongue rests low, your lips stay open, your jaw is tense, your throat feels tight, your voice is strained, or your neck is doing all of the work when you breathe, then telling you to just breathe deeper is definitely not the answer. We need to start with restoring the foundation of your breath first. And that may look slightly different for each person, which is why we want to look at all of these aspects of why someone is not able to breathe well. That could mean improving their nasal breathing and lip seal, their CO2 tolerance, their tongue posture, neuromuscular control, and soft palate toning, rib cage motion, diaphragm function, and ultimately helping the nervous system feel safe enough to change the breath. Because as we know, breath work can be incredibly powerful, but it's all about how you're breathing. Most people are breathing in a sympathetic state, which gives the brain information that you are under danger all day long, 25,000 times a day. So only when your body has access to a breath that feels safe, efficient, and available is really where the magic happens. So the goal is not at all to force a deep breath. I don't even use that cueing at all. The goal is to restore better breathing first. So I tell my patients that it's super important that your initial goal is just to get better at breathing right now. Think of it like a skill rather than a nervous system regulator. It is truly the foundation of our physiology. We think of breath and airway, then sleep, then nervous system, and then everything else. So to start your breathing practice with the most basic fundamentals, we want to think about the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth. Right behind the top teeth, there's this little ridge called the incisive papilla. That's called the spot. So we want to keep the tip there and as much of the back of the tongue towards the roof as you can do. Your lips are sealed. Nasal breathing. And as you breathe in, your neck and shoulders really are not going to move much at all. We're creating this 360-degree breath, all filling up the back of the rib cage. And then as we exhale, the ribs come down towards the pelvis like this, like you're doing like a mini crunch, and there will be a little bit of a contraction there in the abdomen. And then we repeat. So your pace of your breath might look very different, but I like to recommend starting with 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out, and then you can build from there. That's a great way to work on, again, the mechanical aspect of the breathing. You can feel free to check out all my other videos on myofunctional therapy and other ways to improve your breathing and airway. Thank you as always for joining. Until next time.